Have you ever faced an unexpected life change, like a new job opportunity or a family emergency, that required you to move sooner than planned? It can be a stressful situation, especially when you are tied into a rental agreement and wondering what to do next. Breaking a lease early in the United States typically involves financial costs, but these are not always fixed amounts and can vary significantly. Generally, you can expect to pay a penalty fee, continue paying rent until a new tenant is found, or forfeit your security deposit. The primary reason for these costs stems from the lease agreement itself, which is a legally binding contract between you and your landlord. When you sign a lease, you are agreeing to rent the property for a specific period and fulfill certain obligations. Breaking this agreement means you are not upholding your end of the contract, and the landlord is entitled to recover potential losses. These losses can include lost rent, the costs of finding a new tenant, and the administrative effort involved in releasing the property. To navigate this process, your first step should always be to review your specific lease agreement for an early termination clause. Many modern leases include language outlining the exact penalties for breaking the contract, such as a fixed fee equal to 1 or 2 months of rent, or the requirement to pay rent until a replacement tenant is secured. If your lease does not have such a clause, communicate openly with your landlord. They might be willing to work with you, especially if you help them find a qualified replacement tenant, which can significantly reduce your financial burden. It is important to understand a term called mitigation of damages, which is a legal principle in many states. This means your landlord has a legal duty to make a reasonable effort to re-rent the property after you move out, rather than simply letting it sit vacant and charging you rent for the entire remaining term. This legal obligation can protect you from excessive charges, but you might still be responsible for rent during the period the unit was vacant and for the landlord's re-rental expenses, like advertising fees. Being proactive in finding a replacement can often strengthen your position. Understanding these potential costs and your rights means you can approach the situation with confidence and clarity. By carefully reviewing your lease, communicating transparently with your landlord, and actively participating in finding a new tenant, you can minimize the financial impact and smoothly transition to your next chapter without unnecessary stress or unexpected expenses.